Hello, and welcome to a reading from my book, Eat My Shorts, a tasty collection of short and flash science fiction. I asked some of you, and there was a response that they would like to hear from my book. So I decided to start at the very beginning with a story called Zombie Sighting. And I debated on whether I should do this one as a reading or not, because as you'll see if you've read the book, there are text messages from the two characters. One is named Quinn, and the other name is Susan. And I thought, well, how can I do this audibly so that you would know when a text message came in? And so I got this tone off of Apple, and I'm going to try to play it every time a text message pops up. Maybe that'll give you a better visualization, right? Okay, so here we go. I'm going to read it in its entirety and with errors and all. If I mess up, I apologize. And I just buzzed myself this morning, so if there's hair on my clothes and whatnot, I apologize. All right. Zombie Sighting, read from Eat My Shorts by Jonathan Westbrook. Quinn was pinged as soon as he sat down in front of his computer screen. He had just come in from a 10-hour shift, and all he wanted to do was to fill out his daily and go home to crash on his bed. He was in need of some real downtime. No advice giving, no hunting, and no more kills for at least the next 12 hours before he had to hit the streets again and do what he did so well, the eradication of zombies. Though exhausted, he tapped on his keyboard in response to the alert message instead of pushing it to the next available ranger. Zombie Killer 1064. This is Ranger Quinn. How may I help you? Now remember, that's a text message. Sue B. Hello? Hi, you've reached the zombie hotline. Do you require assistance? I'm frightened. What's your name? This is kind of lame with the sound tone now that I'm doing it. I'm just going to read it regular. Zombie Killer 1064. What's your name? Susan. Hi, Susan. Don't be afraid. Tell me what's going on. I think I see a zombie outside my window. The first rule in the Zombie Killer's Handbook was to make sure the zombie was authentic. Quinn had seen plenty of kids playing cruel jokes before, or maybe it was an elderly senile person lost and roaming the street. Or it could be one of his own rangers creating a trap for other zombies. He had to know for sure before he continued. What makes you think it's a zombie? Well, I'm not really sure. This is my first sighting. You're lucky this is only your first. Do you have a webcam? I do. Quinn was just about to walk Susan through on how to connect the feed when an image appeared on his screen. The first thing he saw was that Susan was inside. That was good. The feed showed tan velvet curtains against a burgundy wall, but quickly the camera moved toward a closed window. The vertical pane dividers intersected the scene beyond. She was on the second floor of an apartment complex. Again, that was good for her. There was safety in numbers, assuming the complex still had all of its residents. The scenery outside was typical, an empty square across the street with unattended grass turned yellow and tall like a hayfield. Abandoned cars strewn here and there, and flower beds reminiscent of color now brown and wilted. The webcam angled right and down to show a man plodding his way along the sidewalk. The distance was too far to discern any rotting of the flesh, but Quinn's trained eye noticed the man wore a postman's jacket. The eagle logo on his shoulder was distinct enough to make out on his screen. It was the first clue that Susan was right to question what she was seeing, because mail wasn't delivered on Sundays, not to mention that mailmen no longer worked solo. They delivered in pairs and were duly armed. Susan panned slowly right to left as the man plodded his way along, seemingly without purpose. He gimped with a right knee which no longer worked properly. His arms dangled lifeless at his sides. He moved slower than molasses. All signs pointed to this man being a member of the undead, but it wasn't definitive yet. He carried something in his hand. At first, Quinn thought it some flyers, and that maybe this guy was posting them at people's doorsteps. But then he realized the truth. He carried a white carton. The man stopped in front of Susan's apartment, bent in half at his middle, and poured something from the carton to the ground. He stood frozen like a broken mannequin, and soon an orange tabby padded its way into the view of the camera and across the yellowed lawn. Its white-tipped tail sashayed to and fro at the smell of food. Quinn could tell that Susan was very upset at this. The webcam image trembled as her free hand came into the frame in a shaking fist. Quinn watched as she was about to bang on the window. "Don't do it," he spoke to the screen, temporarily caught up in the moment and forgetting to text his thoughts to her. Before Susan could intervene, the man snatched up the approaching meal as it reached the pile of cat food. He turned away from view, but you didn't have to see him to know that the man raised the feline to his face and took a bite out of it. Poor kitty. The webcam jiggled some and moved toward a small marble plant stand in front of the window. Quinn suspected Susan could no longer watch the zombie eating his lunch, and he began typing again. "First of all, yes, this is a zombie. I'm sorry if that was your cat. Lock the doors and stay inside. Where there is one, there are others. Second, I'll send an elimination ranger straight away. Can you give me your address?" "Susan? I want to take care of him myself." "Whoa, hold on a minute, Susan. Let's leave this up to the professionals, okay? I can have a ranger there within minutes." "I need to do this. My kids and I are all alone. I want to show them that they are protected and that I'm a good mom." "I need a trace!" Quinn yelled out to the busy operations center. Someone responded back that they were on it, and Quinn thought it was the newbie Jason's voice, but he didn't take his eyes off the screen. He needed to keep Susan talking before she did anything rash. "You are a good mom, Susan. I can tell that you care for your kids because you called us. Let us take care of this for you." "No, I need to know how to kill it." The second rule in the Zombie Killer's Handbook was to keep potential vigilantes out of harm's way. But given the frame of mind of the caller, Quinn thought it best to keep her online any way he could. "I do not support this, but do you own a gun?" "Not with two young ones in the house." "I have a bat, though." "That's not good enough." "I thought the destruction of the brain was good enough." "True, but it looks like he hasn't been a zombie for very long. The skull will still be as hard as when he was alive. It would take more than one strike to get to the brain, and you don't want to getting too close to that thing." "Susan? You don't think I can do it, do you? You think I'm soft like my husband did before he left me and the kids. You men are all alike. Well, he was the soft one. I hope he's one of them now. Is that what this is about, your husband? I don't need him. I'm stronger than he is. I'll show him. I know you're strong, Susan, but think of your children if you were to fail. Let us help you. I've got the address, Jason yelled above the din of fingers on keyboards across the room. Paul is near that location, out by 15. He says the zombies haven't been in that district for years. Perhaps they're migrating? The newbie had a lot to learn. Zombies don't migrate, but they were sometimes smarter than they appeared. Quinn thought maybe they were moving out into other districts because of the work he and his fellow rangers had been doing. They were moving to old locales in an effort to avoid being eliminated. Susan, I have a ranger en route to your place, and he'll be there in 15 minutes. Sit tight, okay? Help is on the way. Susan? Are you there, Susan? The video feed was still on when Quinn saw a woman running in from the bottom of the frame with a baseball bat raised high above her head. She swung like a home run slugger as she drew near and connected with the upper torso, and the half-eaten tabby went flying out of its hands with a lifeless splat, but the zombie only stumbled back a few steps. He started toward her with raised arms leading the way. Quinn saw a blur of shoulder-length blonde hair as the woman moved faster than the camera's feed could deliver over the net. Her bat blurred as well in a high rainbow arc aimed for the zombie's head. The ranger watched from the edge of his seat, his shoulders tense, his breath paused. He couldn't tell if the swing hit home with a glance or if it was a full miss, but the zombie staggered with confusion. Susan was keeping it at bay. Quinn realized she had a chance if she kept her distance and continued swinging like she was. But then, from the sides and top of his computer screen, 6 more zombies entered the picture. If she wasn't careful, Susan would soon be trapped with nowhere to run. Quinn checked the time. Ranger Paul was still 10 minutes away. Quinn closed the video and alert message connection. There was nothing more that he could do for her. Damn it, he seethed through his teeth as he closed the cover to his laptop. It didn't matter how many zombies he killed or how many people he saved. There were always the ones that he couldn't do anything for. It was the one part of his job he didn't like. Come tomorrow, he would rage war on more of the undead, and he would add Susan's name to a list of reasons why he would continue to fight. The end. The idea of this short came to me from a conversation with a friend on Facebook whom I've never met. It was about a video posted by her which showed what she playfully described as a zombie walking along the sidewalk outside her apartment complex. My imagination took it from there. Thank you, Christina. So, if you like these stories, I will continue, but you guys got to do me a favor. You guys got to push that like button. You got to subscribe. You got to share the video so that the numbers, the algorithms, raise up the bar, right? I mean, if nobody likes it, then I'm not going to continue to do it. But the next story, if we do it, is called Music Man. And it's about, we all have our phones and MP3 players. The Music Man is about a companion robot who is designed to play music. And he becomes sentient, and but he can only communicate with music titles. And that'll be next time. If you guys want to hear it, just let me know. Leave me a comment. Give a like, give a share. Please subscribe. Bye-bye.